So this evening we're going to learn a little bit about Antar Mouna. Antar Mouna is an ancient practice from the Tantras, and the meaning is inner silence. And in the practice of Antar Mouna, we learn how to reach that place of inner silence deep within. It's that place that is beyond the five senses, beyond all thoughts, all emotions, all mental manifestations. Because all these things are things that we're experiencing all the time. When we're usually our awareness is directed outwardly and we are uh, interacting with the world through our senses, listening, talking, eating, interacting, and our attention is always directed outwards to the outer world. But if you turn the light of awareness inside, it's called Pratyahara, when you are able to withdraw your mind from the senses and take your awareness inside, then you can explore the inner world, not only the conscious mind, but also the deeper levels of the unknown mind, the unconscious. And there, as vast as the universe is outside, is such a vast universe inside. Because everything that we've ever experienced in life is encoded and recorded and part of our being. And so you can, by exploring that inner world, you can learn so much about yourself. You know that thing that they say in Greek philosophy, know thyself. So Antar Mouna is a really great way of knowing thyself because you can explore how you think, how you react, what are your prejudices, what are your attitudes. And you can actually, by bringing those things up to the light of awareness, you can actually mold yourself into your best version by culling out the unwanted things and encouraging and bringing up the good aspects of your being that you want to encourage. So the way we do the practice of Antar Mouna is we learn how to be a witness, a sakshi, a witness to all the things that we are experiencing. For example, we say that there are different kinds of awareness. One kind of awareness is focusing. If I say take your awareness to your nose tip, your focused ekagrata just up there, that's where all your attention is at that moment. At this moment, your attention is on your instrument listening to me. So that also is ekagrata, where you're collecting all the rays of your awareness and focusing them on one point. There's another kind of awareness, which is expanded awareness. If I say, listen to the sounds around us, up to now, you've only been hearing one sound, my voice. But when I say, be aware of the sounds around us, oh, there's that sound, and you can hear various different sounds. So your awareness is expanding to include all those sounds, including my sound. So that's expanded awareness. And then if I say, be aware of how you're sitting or be aware of what you're thinking, it's like you're coming out of yourself. And from an objective point of view, you're viewing yourself as if you're looking at someone else. And you're seeing, oh, I'm sitting like this, I'm wearing these clothes, my position, my hands are in this position, I look like this. And it's as if you're observing someone else, as if you're looking at someone else. So this is witness awareness, sakshi bhava. And in the practice of Antar Mouna, in fact, in all meditations, we're trying to develop awareness. Because originally the point of awareness is to become so sensitive and aware that you can be aware of the subtle aspects of our being, the mind, the emotions, the desires, the subtler and subtler things, until you can actually be aware of the spirit, the soul, the Atma, the essence of life within us. And so that's what we're trying to do in Antar Mouna. We're trying to experience all the different senses and the thoughts and the emotions so that we know what they are, so that we can go even behind them to experience that Antar Mouna, silent, nothing, peaceful place. It's the source of our being, the source of energy. And once we get to that place, then we can absorb that energy and knowing and silence. And it can recharge and refresh us and give us different perspective on life. And then when we come back, um, well, you'll have to do it and find out what happens when you come back. You will come back. One of the most useful things about Andaman is that it helps you to detach from the unpleasant and painful things of life because you learn to be able to see your thoughts going past. You see, um, everything in life is changing. Uh, the body, when you were a little child, the body was different. And when you were a youth, the body was different. And now the body is different. And when you grow older, the body will change. So the body is always changing. And our situation in life is changing. And our desires change. And our interests change. Sometimes our activities change. So everything in life is changing. But there is a part of ourselves which is constant, which doesn't change. And that's what we're trying to reach in the practice of Antaman. That's the Sakshi. That's the place of beyond that inner silence. And it's uh, the the now you're sitting here and listening to me, but you can probably remember a time when you were a child and you were experiencing something. And like my friend just now was saying, that when she got on the school bus and first saw me, she was experiencing something then. And the same person now is experiencing me now, the same person. Even though the body has changed and the life has changed and everything else has changed, but it's the same person looking through these eyes and hearing through these ears. And that is the person, or that is the you, the me-ness, the I-ness, which we're trying to connect with in the practice of Antarman. And the way we do it is we recognize that the thoughts are coming past. We listen to the sounds, and the sounds come and go. And we observe ourselves listening. This is the first step. Then the second step, we feel the sensations of the body, and the sensations are changing, they're passing. But we are observing ourselves feeling the sensations. And then we become a little more subtle and are able to see that, yes, a moment ago I was thinking about that, but now I'm thinking about this. So the thoughts are coming and going all the time, like clouds across the sky, or traffic on the road, or a river, always passing, always moving, coming and going, coming and going. But the person who is able to think or to observe the thoughts is not coming and going. That is the constant you. And that's what we're trying to reach. And by recognizing that I'm not the thoughts, but I'm something deeper, that's how we do it. Now, a lot of people, a lot of us, we identify with our thoughts so much because our thoughts kind of dominate our awareness. We're always uh, engrossed in our thoughts without even realizing it. But when you're sleeping, the thoughts are not there, but you're still there. So you know that thoughts can come and go, but you're always there. So that's the you that you're trying to find in the practice of Antaman by doing these different steps. And you can actually train yourself to recognize the things that are passing and changing in life so that you can recognize and identify and be with that constant part of you. And when you're with that constant part of you can observe the anxieties, the worries, the pain, the suffering coming and going, and realizing that I am not that suffering. The pain is happening, the suffering is happening, but I'm not that. I'm the experiencer of everything in life, including the pain and the suffering and the joy and everything else. So, what you can do when you get to that stage, you can choose to get more into the joy, and you can learn to withdraw from the unpleasant things. Actually, we're not supposed to do that in spiritual life. In spiritual life, we're supposed to take both good and bad. But at least Antar Mouna helps us to be able to withdraw when we want to, like a turtle, or to get out there and be involved when we want to.